So today I'm deciding that I wanted to work on this bike that I've been sitting here for. It's been sitting here for a little bit, and season's coming across, so I think it's time that I actually work bike. So far, I already got the tank off. I got the seat off. I got the whole front end off already, which the tank is sitting over there, and one of the fairings is behind me, and that's another one right there. So the goal today is to drop this engine and get this out of this bike because it has an issue, I think, with the piston rings, and I'm pretty sure it also needs like some seals that needs to get changed out on it. I'm gonna look into the piston rings and see if I'm gonna change the pistons or if I'm just gonna leave them. I'm not too sure yet. So what I really like about this bike, really, is if you can see over here, it's got chrome rims. It's got an extended piece sway bar already on it. It came with a Voodoo exhaust already attached to it. It's only a tip though, but whoever attached it really didn't know a thing called exhaust leak. So if you look right there, it's wiggly as heck. It's got a little beat up. Paint's kind of chipping off, pretty much. And then, but yeah, it's not a bad bike. I like it. I mean, it got power to it, or at least from when it was, when it ran good. But it does turn on, which is a good thing. By the way, this bike is a 1998 Suzuki GSXR 600. Now, I'm not too familiar with taking out engines too much, especially on a motorcycle, but I'm pretty sure I can do this. It's not that bad. It's not that hard. I mean, you got your carburetor sitting right here, then you got your engine is literally right there. I gotta pull this thing off, and then a couple bolts here and there that'll come out, and then this whole thing will drop. Before I start on this thing, I gotta show you a new toy that I just bought maybe 10 minutes ago. And I think it's the coolest thing ever. I didn't even know that you can get this somewhere. Someone told me you can get one of these, and I was like, all right, let me go try to find it. So we got here a motorcycle lift. So this is definitely gonna help me to, lift this engine and make things a little bit more easier. So it is that brand. So you guys probably already know what brand this is from. It's from Harbor Freight. I don't care. I really don't care, because honestly, Harbor Freight is not bad. It's not a bad place to get your stuff. I mean, if you're gonna get like a car lift, or you're gonna get something that's pretty, you need really good reliability, maybe that's not the best route to go to. But if you're gonna get like a couple wrenches and sockets and stuff like that, I don't see why you can't go Harbor Freight. There's nothing wrong with it. I use it every day. It works perfectly fine for me, so I don't see why you can't use it. So let's get to this unboxing. If you can see right here, that this says it can go up to 1,500 pounds. This is a pretty heavy duty motorcycle lift. I think that this is going to definitely do the job that I needed to do. I don't see why I need to get something that's like $500 for it to even work. So I think this is perfectly fine for this bike that I'm working on. So let's get to opening this. Alright, so we're going to cut this, cut this. Alright, so so we got the instructions right here that's going to tell you pretty much how to do this thing. I really don't know how to even use this thing. I don't know where to place it at or how to use it, so I'm going to figure this out. So we're going to need this later, but pretty sure it's kind of self-explanatory to put together. That's no bueno. Oh, it's heavy. Alright, so this piece in here. And then it's got a little, oh, okay. I pull this thing out. And just tighten this thing up. Oh, so you got a little bolt here. Torque her down. Coming out. Now you can do that. So you see this thing, not too bad. I mean, lift it up, jacks up, like a regular jack, goes down, all that jazz. I don't know what this does. Pretty sure it's like some kind of adjuster or something, but we'll figure it out as we go. So I got the bike actually jacked up, so you can see right here. This jack's supposed to sit like underneath of like the exhaust pipe, and it's supposed to actually lift up from that point. As you can see, if you can look under there, it's kind of like it's resting on the exhaust pipes, as you can see. So that's kind of like where it's supposed to be at, I guess. I watched a video, and that's what the guy did, so that's why I'm gonna do it. And look, it's sturdy. I mean, it's not moving, it's not going anywhere. I think it'll be all right. I'm gonna do my best to try to explain everything that I'm doing, from actually taking the carburetors out, and then taking all the cables off and all the connectors and blah 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 and all that other stuff that you guys probably don't care about, but it's got to get done. I'm gonna do it, so just keep watching. So I got a manual right here of the actual bike, and should explain to me if it wants to work. So right now I'm at the part where I'm trying to remove, wants to focus on my cracked phone, throttle body removal. So I'm working on trying to remove the throttle body. So I'll get back to you guys as soon as I read some of this. Alright, so I went to Acme to get some baggies, like these little like zip top baggies. And I also got Sharpie, see, yep. And I'm kind of starting to label everything. So if you see here, I got like the fairing bolts in one, the coolant reservoir bolts in the other one, and then there's another bag over there for other things. That's kind of the plan. I'm trying to keep this whole thing very organized and very detailed and that I know where everything is, because again, I've never done this before. I've never taken an engine out of any vehicle, really, a car, a bike, or anything. So I want to keep this as detailed and as clean and as organized as possible. You can see here, I've already taken apart the throttle cables that are right here onto the throttle itself. And both throttle cables are out. I already got the throttle positioning sensor disconnected. I got the hose, the air hose that goes to the air box already out. See, that's the air box right there. That thing right there. Yeah, that. And yeah, so that's pretty much where I'm at. I need to take out the bolts on the bottom. Somewhere in the bottom. I don't know if I can really show you guys too well, but if you look, kind of like right there, somewhere in there. I think it's what. there's like 8 bolts I gotta take out. I think that should get this thing to move, so I can be able to wiggle it out, take it out. And I think that should be it for the carburetor. There is a little metal rod right there. It's a rod. You got to get that to loosen. There's a threading in there that takes out 2 on this side and 2 on this side that you got to remove. If you look through this little hole on the side, if you put your Phillips head through that, you can be able to screw that out with a Phillips head. Put it through there, screw it out, and same thing on the other side for the other 2 sides. Once those are loose, this thing should be able to jiggle out from there. Carburetor's out. See, it's all rubber grommets here. Fuel goes in. It's actually not that bad. It's actually not that dirty. I thought it'd be a lot dirtier than that, but these are the carbs. And I'm probably gonna clean them out before I put them back in later on. But yeah, that's it for those. Next step is to take out the exhaust, which is right there. There should be 2 bolts each side, so that's 8 bolts all together. Take these out and then drop this, and this whole thing should just drop out. And that should be it for that. This done, but I also got the radiator off over there. This radiator. Exhaust is over there. What's up, guys? So it is the next week. I ended up taking a week off because I had work and I really didn't feel like doing anything, so that's why I'm here now. But I got 4 bolts I gotta take off, and then this thing's dropping. I'm gonna explain a little bit what I've been doing. I really haven't been doing a good job of keeping you guys updated anyway, which is kind of my fault. But I've been in the zone really trying to get this thing done, and you'll definitely see majority of it, or most of it pretty much, so you'll be good. The engine is on a lift right here, and also somehow, some way, it was so long, but we got the bike on one of those car jacks and one of those car jacks, and it's on the stand. The whole issue that I was having is that I was trying to get the engine to stand straight without using the kickstand, because the kickstand was getting in the way of the jack that I put under it. So I couldn't get the jack under the bike 100% to be able to be safe and support the engine like it should be. And that engine's on there. So the jack itself is actually just supporting the engine. majority of the engine weight. And then we have the jack stands holding the frame, or not the jack stands, but car stands or whatever those things are called. But those are holding the frame of the bike. And then I had to think of something that's gonna hold this engine, to hold this whole bike up while I drop this engine. I have it on a piece of strut going onto the studs of the roof of my little shed. Connected is a chain that's nut and bolted onto a come along right here. That's connected to this, going down, and you can just crank it down right here, this thing. And then I ended up tying this rope around the frame. That way I don't mess up the frame of the bike. I was gonna use chain to put it around the bike, but like I said, I did it because I wanted the frame of the bike to be not scratched and dented up. You already know I got the carburetor out, which is over there. You already know I got the tank off. That's when the first thing took off. Exhaust is right there, and radiators right there, and air box is right there. Oh, and one more thing I gotta show you guys before. But yeah, this bolt nut right here was actually the hardest thing I had to take off. Like I'm telling you, like it was hard. So this was the threaded nut or something that what it is. So you have one piece right here that's spread on top. That's spread on top of this, I guess, nut, threaded nut thing. And if you can see on it, it has little divots that are right there. And it's a regular nut that's sat on top. Just like that, just sat right on top of the stud. So this was on the stud, threaded on. Then this pinch nut sat and held it down. This piece right here sat on top and it threaded on. A regular socket, take this thing off, that comes off. Then you gotta make yourself a tool for this because you can't just get a regular socket, take this off. So I made this, so you can see it kind of drilled. I kind of drilled out little four corners. I got it to fit right into it. So you can see it fits right into the nut. So I had to make one of those for it to come out. So I pretty much had to hack that out, which kind of hurt my heart a little bit, but it is what it is. I had to do it. Now, the next thing I gotta do is take out this right here. So you can see, and behind that wire, right there you have that. It's a pinch nut. Pull that down, you just loosely, don't take it out. And then that right there, you pull that all the way out. And that releases, there's a rod here, I'm pretty sure it comes out as well. And then it releases that from the end. There are like 2 more bolts I gotta take off. And then I think that's it, and then we're loading this engine.